This episode of Legacy Curious is brought to you by Legacy Protectors. Customize insurance strategies for business owners and families who aspire to create a lasting legacy. Hello there, and welcome to Legacy Curious, the show where we explore what it really means to protect, grow, and pass on everything you've worked so hard to build. I'm your host, David Gravelle. I'm a life insurance strategist, business legacy coach, and founder of Legacy Protectors. Each episode, I sit down with the bold thinkers, entrepreneurs, and everyday visionaries who are turning their values into lasting impact in business, in life, and across generations. Today's guest is Cindy Ju. Cindy is an energy healer, speaker, and self-confidence coach with a background in mental health first aid, early childhood education, and trauma-informed nervous system regulation. Through her work with the energy of being you, she helps heart-centered entrepreneurs and sensitive leaders clear abundance blocks, build unshakable confidence, and align their energy so they can create a lasting legacy of success, impact, and authentic relationships. All right, Cindy, it's good to see you. How are you today?
I'm doing fabulous today.
That's great. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm here in beautiful Oklahoma City. What a nice evening. It's about 5 o'clock here. Where are you calling from?
I am in San Francisco, and today we have the sun as well, so we're matching. So yay!
Yay, good. Yeah. We love the San Francisco Bay Area. My family, lived there for a while, and we just really loved it. So good for you. Well, we want to learn all about you. So let's just get started with, tell us a bit about where you were born and what life was like when you were young.
So I was born in Thailand, Chiang Rai, which is one of the most northern tip there. And I lived there until I was 5. And then I went to refugee camp for a couple of years before coming to the United States. And that transition of my home country to come to the United States, that was a rough one because in a refugee camp, you are digging a hole that you are going to poo in, that kind of rough, versus coming to the United States where I did not speak English at all. So I actually started the second grade and I had to go to ELS class or ESL class.
Yeah, ESL. Yeah, you got it.
I can't even speak English right now. And to assimilate into the American culture. And as a child, I didn't understand a lot of cultural differences and things like that. So it took me a while from childhood, because I experienced such adversity, to really understand and be proud that I'm an Asian and I'm an American. So yeah, that's what the childhood was like. And
yeah,
of course,
so humble beginnings then, it sounds like. And it must have been, just a complete culture shock. What do you remember of Thailand? I've spent time there over almost a month. When I was younger, I traveled there. And what were your memories there like?
My memories, it was a rough one because my mom and dad actually divorced in Thailand and we came over. So, but I pictured it as the start of like the American dream of the life, because I would never have the life that I have today had, we not come over. And I still go back, try to every single year for a month, by the way, because I'm in a position where I can do that now.
That's great.
But I remember the food. I remember how hot it was. And
stifling heat.
It is. But I just remember that I have such a great experience of like, hey, there are different parts of the world and there's different things that you can do and different foods. So I've always appreciated that I get to travel not only to Thailand, but everywhere else and just experience the food and, the culture and the weather and all that stuff.
Yeah, the culture and the food really, really struck me when I was there. And I spent time in Bangkok and Krabi. I want to say Chiang Mai. And so just beautiful, beautiful part of the world. People were very friendly and never felt anything except, acceptance and kindness towards me. So I really enjoy it. I want to go again. I haven't been in about 25 years, so I'm overdue for a Southeast Asia tour. Okay, so what kind of interest did you have as a child? Were you musical? Did you like sports? What were some of the things that you doing when you were a kid?
Hmm. So as a kid, I think I was in poverty for half my life, by the way. We wanted welfare for a really long time because I grew up with a single mom and two sisters. So she was always working. That meant that, I was a latchkey kid. I had to watch my sisters. And I just remember how we just needed to create safety, that we were alone. And so my interest really was I had to grow up really quickly and being responsible. So that's kind of built into me as the firstborn child.
Sure,
But my
right.
interests were just like every other kid's of just like, hey, I want to have friends. I want to, listen to music. Music is a love of my life. And reading. I grew up in the library. So two things, raised me as a child. My mom, but really TV and books. Those are the two things
Right.
that I was into.
Yeah, and is that fiction or was it nonfiction? What did you enjoy reading?
Oh my gosh, every kind of book. Well, picture books. So then I am a very creative person. I actually wrote a children's book as well, because I love just the creativity of just how the story and the picture and how you could just get lost in it. So I actually read all nonfiction and fiction as well nowadays because I'm older, like a lot of self-help book and abundance book. But I love a good story, adventures, and all types of books.
Well, let's talk a bit about that book that you've written. So, how did that come about? What part of your life, and what were what led up to that?
I always wanted to do it. And I am a person that, coming from the background that I came, I'm just like, I have access, I have the privilege. What is stopping me? And of course, I'm saying this very quickly, but it took years to go, hey, I have something that I want to do. And I just wanted to, get out my creativity. So I actually published the book myself. I had an artist draw, all of the illustration in there, and it cost me $200. But the satisfaction that you get that I wanted to do something and I got it done, whether it was a big seller or not. Hint, it was not a big seller. However, just the process of like being proud of myself, the creative process of like, oh, I like this, or I want to change this word. It really speaks to who I wanted to become, which was somebody that wanted to dream and then wanted to make a dream a reality.
Yeah, well, that's great. I hope that inspires some other aspiring writers that are watching, because I think that's how we met, was in a place where writers gather to get inspiration and support from other writers. And we'll give a shout out to Nino, who was a guest, and this is the second video this week I've mentioned her, for people to watch her video, and if you have any desires to get in touch with her and start your writing journey. And so you and I will continue that camaraderie and the support. I'm looking forward to that. Later today, actually, we're meeting. So looking forward to that. So what comes next in your life, let's say after school, once you finish your education? Were you studying for something that you went into the business world and were able to use right away? Or, was it completely different what you did for some of your early jobs?
I have had such a wide range of jobs. I mean, I went to school. Number one, I wanted to be a teacher, but I didn't know any better. I applied to like one of the most expensive private school. Hint, I didn't get in. So then I went, okay, I must not be meant to be a teacher. I didn't know any better. So the next best thing was, how do I make money? So I went into the tech field. So after that, right after I graduated high school, I went and got a bachelor's in computer information systems. And it's so funny now because back then I'm just like, I'm not good with people. So I'm just going to deal with like coding and computers. Completely opposite of what I do today, which I know we'll get up later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went into the tech field. I worked for like, one of the top finance company doing all of this stuff. And then, you kind of went into the rat race. And I say that not in such a negative way, but a lot of us, we have a job, we go to work, we come back, and it's just the cycle of it. So then I have that cycle of that on top of it.
Sometimes that structure is good, and it can give you, again, it help you build wealth in your life, give you skills, give you new friendship opportunities, get you into consistently performing. So there's a lot of value in that. Speaking from someone who did the same thing, I really enjoyed most of those years. And
Yes.
while you were doing that, did you start to find out more about yourself in the sense that, oh, I like people more than I like staring in a dimly lit room at a monitor? Or did you have to engage with people in that job to the point where you thought, oh, well, this isn't so bad?
My gosh, that was when I say it's not bad because it gave me multiple savings account. It gave me investment account. So I love working for a company that I'm like 9 to 5. I got paid. I did my job. However, as with some people, especially creative people, I'm like, something is missing, right? I have, the job, I have the husband, I have the house, I'm gonna have the kids, but I'm like, I'm not happy. So I actually went into depression. I was just like, why am I not happy? And I went to therapy, like I was very studious. I went to therapy for like 5 years every single week going, hey, I'm doing everything that society has told me, but why am I still not happy? So that was when I really ignited the creativity in me going, hey, can you be the creator of your life? And then those questions started coming of like, what do I do next? And, where do I want to go? Because I knew I didn't want to stay in this job. And it took me a little bit to even get to where I am today because I and my, husband at the time, we opened a restaurant to spark that creativity. So then
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, entrepreneurship, making your own time, making your own money. So that's how it started of just owning a restaurant.
Yeah, and were you one of the cooks? Was it your family recipes? What kind of cuisine did you have?
Oh my gosh. So my husband is French trained. So he took his mom's family recipe, which is Chinese, and he took my mom's recipe, which is Thai, and he combined them. And it was delicious. It was delicious. And here, you guys, this is when we didn't dream big enough, right? There are some dreams that you just play safe and you didn't dream big enough. So we opened such a small restaurant and we had it for like 3 or 4 years, but it was not enough to live off of. And it really was, how should I say, the restaurant life. You have no social life because restaurant
Right.
is all you
Sure.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what does your husband do now? We don't want to get off track here, but now I'm curious about him and his French cooking skills.
So he has a changed career as well. So he actually
Okay, so we
works
lost a
for,
great chef then, is what you're telling me. That's too
except for
bad.
at
And those
home,
recipes. Oh, okay, go ahead.
except for at home.
Yeah.
But he works at a kitchen design manager now. So it's still in
Okay.
hospitality. Yep.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
travels all over the world, designing kitchens and all of those things as well.
Okay, I want to see a cookbook. I want to see a collaboration. I want to see some videos. And I'm on my own personal culinary journey. I just have discovered it as a passion for me. I dream about opening a restaurant, but I can't believe I would ever do that. It's so scary. I watch everyone else just talk about it, but I just love the process. I love to cook myself. My sister-in-law is a classically trained French chef as well, and so I've been, in the past helping her at some events, catering events, and I just love it. It's hard work. Oh, it's such hard work, but it's so satisfying to gift that to others. So we'll put a pin in that one and talk about that in the future. All right. So through that process, it feels like you must have gotten some confidence, just to know that you could take an idea and turn it into something, have it on your own terms. When, does it occur to you to start your current venture, which is energyofbeingyou.com, and that, part of your life? When does that start?
That took a while to manifest, right? Meaning I can speak, guys, in like one or two sentences, but really it took years to understand that I'm like, oh, I have this ability to like naturally to be intuitive and tune into people's energy and put into words what they're feeling. So then if somebody is feeling angry, I'm like, oh yeah, but you are carrying this with you, you're carrying this with you. And I just was fascinated with it because as I was going through my own journey of like discovering who I was and the different parts of me that were coming up and, just looking back at the traumas in my life and how I responded, I was just like, oh, like I can really help myself and really understand that in order for you to, come out of victim mentality, meaning, oh, things are happening to me and I don't have control. It's a lot of helplessness that you learn. versus what I learned is I am the creator of my reality. What I
Right.
think, what I feel will become reality.
Right.
So really, I wanted to start, coaching, energy clearing, doing all of this stuff because I have done the work on myself. I'm like, wow, and I'm talking to myself at the third person. So I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I have really changed my life. And wow, wouldn't it be amazing if I could help other people do this? I always start with myself. That's why it's called Energy of Being You, because each one of us is unique. So that's why and you can hear it in my voice. I'm so passionate about it because it's just, if the question of like, if you had all the money in the world, if you didn't have to work, what
Right.
would you do? I'm like, exactly what I'm
Exactly
doing
what
now.
I'm doing. That's great.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy to see people do that and be able to say that. That brings me joy as I'm able to answer that for the first time completely in my life too. I've tried a number of other things where at the time it felt very expressive and I felt much joy, but I've landed on hopefully the last great adventure of my life. And so thanks for inspiring me and reminding me the same way. So let's talk about some of the people you serve. Who
Mm.
are potential clients or the potential, people out there that may be listening or they may know someone? How do we find someone to recommend to you, or who would be a good fit for what you do?
I love it. So for me, I love working with entrepreneur. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to work with me, but if you're an entrepreneur and you understand the up and down, just like if I say you have anxiety, because I've dealt with anxiety, as an entrepreneur, you have up and down, and we clear for that stuff, meaning we anticipate the cycle of just the up and down that it comes with. So I work with heart-centered, very important, heart-centered entrepreneur, where I help them align what they're thinking, what they're saying, what they're feeling, and embodying a new state of being. Meaning, this is now, we're tapping into your conscious thought and your subconscious thought, which is your, limiting belief that you've taken on that is like, for entrepreneur, like, I have to work hard for my money. Well, if you have that belief, guess what? You're going to continue to have to work hard for your money. So what I help people do is clear that block so then you can say, oh, I'm willing to work hard, but wow, I'm going to let abundance and money and opportunity comes to me easier because what you believe is what's going to become reality. So I love helping entrepreneur do that. And again, it's just not entrepreneur because I incorporate both your relationship and how you communicate, really your life to your business, because it's all interconnected. And so I want everyone to thrive in all areas, to be happier, healthier, and wealthier.
Yeah, great. Well, so how do people get engaged with you? What does that engagement look like? Yeah, talk
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about that. As they visit your website, of course, but how do they start and what's the process look like?
I would love for people to come and connect with me on social media. So if you have Instagram, if you have Facebook, it is Energy of Being You. And you can find me there. And also come to my free masterclass that I do every single month to learn how to manifest. I have different topics, but manifesting masterclass is the top one for you to just come join me for an hour to learn, what energy is, what energy clearing is, how it can help you in your life. And I say this, it's a health thing because for me, self-care is my number one job. So when you come on social media, you'll see me talking about my health. You'll see me talking about, what I love. And of course, you'll see me talking about my work, but it's the wholeness of who you are that when you come, you'll see I am a person that I show all of myself. So when we work together, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Sure. So it's one-on-one coaching and as well as group meetings, as well as you have some published pieces that they're able to read or take offline as well. Is that right?
I do. So I'm going to have a YouTube channel. So there's a bit of content on there as well. But you'll see if you come to Instagram, if you come to Facebook as well. And the masterclass, I don't record it because I would love for you to show up live. But eventually I will record it as I get further up in my business. Right now, I'm not a millionaire yet and I'm not new. So you have the best of me right now because I am so there for my one-on-one clients.
Present and accessible, right?
Correct.
Right. It is a good intersection in your life to be involved. So we'll encourage our viewers to do that. So you've talked a bit about what's coming next. What's the purpose of the YouTube channel? Is it going to be, you're going to have people on? What's it going to look like? What's the format?
You guys, so I love this journey that I get to share with you guys because as an Asian American woman, I don't often see, especially I was training to be a speaker, especially I was training a coach, I don't often see a woman of color. So one of the reasons why I'm doing YouTube, not only to share, what energy clearing is and to educate, a bit and entertain you guys, educate and entertain at the same time, but really to represent that I am an Asian American entrepreneur and this is my life and this is where I'm going. So then being able to be seen, to have visibility, to show up, and then to claim for myself this wonderful life that I want to build. And it took me a long time to say, I want to be seen, I want influence, but then to take the action and to go, okay, I'm ready. And it takes a bit to just go, okay, am I split energy? Am I cross? But really to show up for yourself and represent not only my company, myself, but a bigger community than just me.
Yeah, and I hope that this video and the support that I can offer will help you find those people and give them encouragement to, see themselves in you. And it's one of the purposes of this platform is to elevate sometimes the people that may be undervalued or underseen. And so again, thanks for coming on and helping us do that. So, what would you say is some of the messages you could leave us with today as a viewer that we could put maybe into practice right away, and then in the future we'll have you back on to give us some more tips and advice. But is there anything today that the viewer could just take away and put right in to their lives to help them?
Yes, you guys, the number one thing is to be thankful for who you are, where you are, and not wish it to be anything different. Because when you are thankful, I believe gratitude is the best attitude. It helps you get to where you want to be faster. So, sounds silly. Be thankful for the suffering that you're having. Be thankful for the hardship that you're having. Be thankful for the joy that you have. Be thankful for the friends you have and the family you have. And it takes practice to be thankful. You really have to be thankful for all of it, not just the good thing, the bad thing as well. And when you're in it, sometimes you don't know it, but just give yourself that time to be in it. But then to be thankful that you're human, that you're alive. And you guys, this one thing, if you can be more thankful, is going to shift your life in so many different ways. And just start small. Be thankful for the sunshine. Be thankful for that cup of water. Be thankful that you can see. Just start small and see how big changes are going to come just with gratitude.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing that. And anything else in the future you want to tease us with today or talk about that, maybe coming down before we ask you the $1 million question?
So what's coming up? Well, I'm a speaker. So then more speaking gig is coming up. Good. And I am going to have a masterclass in September coming. But I love, what you guys, about entrepreneurship? You get to do whatever the F you want to do in your business and how to pivot and how to do all of those things. So I am so thankful that I am my own boss and I get to be creative with my time. So more speaking gigs coming up on other people's platform, but also please come to my masterclass. Please come engage with me. I want to get to know you. I want to know where you're at. And really, when we engage and we co-create together, then I go, oh, more people want this. So that I can be a bigger version and a bigger advocate for all of the causes that I want to showcase.
Right, and to learn from the people you interact with on what's important to them and what you might add and grow and develop yourself to help them. So, okay, so let's get to our legacy question, Cindy. What is it that you hope you're remembered for? What is the legacy you want to leave behind?
Oh, this is such a great question, by the way. I want to leave behind, or I want to be known for, that I suffered so much and I love so deeply. And again, it's so silly, right? But I want people to know that I just embraced who I was becoming, and all of these things, because I am right now building generational wealth. I am building a big community so that I can give back and be an entrepreneur and manifest so much money through me that other people will just give me money so that I know how to change. I want to open a school in Thailand, right? And that dream takes a little bit longer to happen. But I want to be known for how much I embrace suffering and how much I embrace the love and the joy in life. That is my legacy that I want to leave with myself, with my kids, and then just my community and around the world.
Great, great. Well, we thank you for sharing that with us today. If anybody's watching that wants to get involved, reach out to Cindy at energyofbeingyou.com. If that last section that you mentioned about starting a school in Thailand, if you have any expertise or have been thinking about that yourself, please contact Cindy, and we'll look forward to having you back in the future to teach us some more. Okay. Thanks so much for being here, Cindy. It was great to see you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you to our listeners and audience for spending time with us today on Legacy Curious. I hope this conversation gave you some insight, encouragement, or just that little spark you needed to keep you moving forward in your own legacy journey. If you got value from today's episode, please take a second to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone else who's building something that matters. And if you're ready to take that next step, protecting your business, planning for retirement, or passing on your legacy with purpose, head to legacyprotectors.life to schedule a conversation. Until next time, I'm your host, David Gravelle, reminding you to stay curious, stay committed, and keep building something worth passing on.